friends, Shay here. So happy Valentine's Day to those of you who are seeing this on Valentine's Day, and happy Day of Love celebration, and happy Singles Awareness Day, whatever you want to call today. Happy day to you. So we're going to do a haul because that sounds fun today. So that's what we're going to do. This is going to be books and manga. I'm probably going to do the manga first because that's the majority of what I have. And then we'll do the books and light novels towards the end. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So first things first, the kind people at Starfruit Books have sent me 2 stories that they're currently publishing. The first one is When Pink Rain Falls. This is a really cute boys love story, super short, but I love the art being so big because I really enjoyed the art. And I do know that we're going to be getting more in this. So I'm very excited to get the next installment because I really wanted more. So I'm so glad to hear there's more coming. And then the other one is Young, Alive, in Love, Volume 1. This one definitely has that sketchy comic kind of style. I believe this might have been a webcomic. I don't remember for sure. But essentially, we have 2 kids who are noticing things that aren't supposed to be noticed by everybody else, and how that's going to affect the greater world at large. And Volume 1 leaves on kind of a cliffhanger, so I'm very much looking forward to the second installment in this series as well. So again, thank you to my friends at Starfruit. If you're interested in either of these, I will leave a link to their website down below so you can order your own copy. Next on the list, we have Volume 1 of The Abandoned Empress. Now, I really like the story. This is a full-color manhwa comic, and it was made with really heavy, like, photo paper, so it's a heavy volume compared to most. And this is basically about a girl who is the Empress, and fate has dealt her a bad deal, so she kind of gets a do-over, and it's really interesting. I'm really excited to see how things move forward from here. I'm not going to say too much more other than I hate the Emperor. If he's going to be the hero in the end, I'm going to have a hard time with this series because right now I really, really hate him. So there's that. The next one was one that I loved and adored, and that was The Dragon Knight's Beloved. This one is solely because of Laura A. Grace. I will leave her video linked above. Essentially, this is about a girl who was raised in the castle who has an affinity for dragons, and the Dragon Knight gets wind that because she's of age, she's going to go work somewhere else outside of the castle. And because of his own familial responsible duties, he goes and hires her for his household and asks her to pose as his fiancée to get rid of his brother who passed away's fiancée. And that's all I'm going to say because I'm afraid I'll spoil things, but I loved and adored this. Cannot wait for Volume 2. Would recommend. And the art is absolutely stunning in this one. Like, I really enjoy all of the art. So would recommend. Daily report about my witch senpai. I'm so sad this is only going to be a 2-volume series, but I love it so much. This is about 2 people who work at the same company. She's a witch, he's her kohei, and they start to form a romantic relationship very slowly. He's been crushing on her for a long time, and she's just been focused on work. An ex comes back into her life, so I am going to put content warnings out for an abusive relationship for this volume. It's probably overly cautious of me to do that, but some of the things he said were like mildly triggering for me, being from an abusive relationship in my past. So as cute and adorable as they are, the ex is pretty toxic, and he does come back into the picture for a chunk of this volume. So warning on that, but otherwise this is adorable. This is her little familiar iguana who's the best, and I love it so much. Cannot recommend it enough, but I had to put that mild trigger out. All right, next is Living Room Matsunaga-san, Volume 8. I love this series. I love this series. This volume gave me everything I needed. It was chef's kiss. It was so good. Would recommend. Now we have My Senpai is Annoying, Volume 6. I don't know if I've already hauled this, so I wanted to make sure I did. I love this series. It's an office romance between the big burly guy and the little tiny girl he's carrying away, and I'm so excited to finally read this. Again, this one is full color. Would recommend the series. And then I have Maggots of the Library, Volume 5. Again, another one that I'm not sure if I've hauled, so I'm quickly hauling it. I have not had a moment to read this yet, but I am very, very excited to continue with Magus of the Library. Next, I finally picked up my own copy of volume 45 of Haikyuu, which is the final volume of the series. I love it so much. I can't get enough. I mean, just the back says so much about it. And again, one of my favorite series of all time. You can't change my mind. And I'm so excited. The read-along's been really fun, and I hope y'all are enjoying it as well. Next, I picked up Volume 4 and Volume 5 of Blue Period. I've really been enjoying the series thus far, and sometimes it's hard to find one of the volumes in this series just because of paper shortages. So I have Volume 3, 4, and 5 to read now, so I'm hoping to get some time to dedicate to reading those. Next is a little, like, slightly different thing. It's not exactly a manga, but I'm going to put it here, and that's Let's Play. This is a very popular webtoon about a girl who designs a video game and sends it to her favorite content creator, and he doesn't really take the opportunity to play it properly, and so she gets really negative reviews, and because of that, it's kind of like made it really hard for her to like get any traction on this amazing game that she made. And all of a sudden she gets a new neighbor who happens to be this content creator. So yeah, it's really interesting. The dynamic is amazing and I love it. I ship Sam with everybody throughout the series except Charles. I hate Charles. Charles is no good. But I don't know if we even meet Charles in this first volume, but anyways, I follow it on the webtoon, so I'm so glad that we're getting physical releases, and yes, I will be collecting it. Now we have Thigh High Volume 3, which I have read. It's the final volume in the Thigh High universe, and I thought it ended really sweetly. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was adorable. This series is definitely not going to be for everybody, but I had a good time with it. Solid 4 stars all the way through, and yes, I had the best time. And then I finally picked up a physical copy of Mao Volume 3. I did get an early digital copy of this one, so I was able to read that, and I just finally picked up my physical. Another one in that same boat is Free Run Volume 2. I had already read it in an early digital copy, and then I picked up my physical copy. Now we have Those Not So Sweet Boys Volume 5, which I did read recently, and it just fell into a trope that I don't always love in manga, so I'm now worried about the future of this one for me. I am going to pick up Volume 6 and see how things play out in the next volume, and then we'll go from there. And of course, I bought A Man and His Cat Volume 5 because a man and his cat. And this particular volume made me cry in public. There you go. I am that person. I am that person. Then I have Came the Mirror and Other Tales. This is a short story collection from Rumiko Takahashi, who does Inuyasha, Meizani Koku, a bunch of other series. And I, again, had already read an early copy of this, and this is much more shiny in person than I expected it to be, but I kind of love it because of the mirror aspect. And so, yes, really, really enjoyed this collection, so I wanted to own the physical copy when it came out. And then we have a finale that I just read. You'll get my thoughts in the next vlog you see, and that is Kiss Me at the Stroke of Midnight. The series is complete. I loved the ending. That's all I'll tell you for now. I give more details in the vlog, so you'll have to watch that to get all the details. Another one I picked up recently is I Can't Believe I Slept With You, Volume 1. This is a new Yuri. So basically, it's this unusual arrangement between this woman and her landlady. And that's all I'll say for now because I haven't read it yet. And we'll see how I feel because I think it's going to be fun. Next, I picked up Pleasure and Corruption Volume 4. This just came out. My store got it, and so I went ahead and picked it up. And this is a series I can't recommend to everybody, but if you love dark romances, you would probably be okay. And this does play with some things that high schoolers may not necessarily enjoy. So we'll put it that way. And yes, that's all I'm going to say. I would show you the back, but I kind of can't, so that should tell you enough. And then I have My Summer of You, which is the second volume of My Summer with You. And I'm really excited to continue because I really loved the first volume, so I think Volume 2 is going to be very interesting. And then I did recently pick up Volume 10 of Perfect World. This is the final volume and the only volume that I have not yet read. So I will most likely be reading it soon. This should be just kind of like a short story collection of after the events of volume 9. So I think it'll still be interesting and really cute. So it's going to be a good time to read. And then I did pick up Komi Can't Communicate volume 17 because I didn't get approved for an early ARC copy of this one, so I have not read it yet. There's a good chance that I will sit down and read this very soon because in this one, we're finally having the conflict that has been going on between these two, like faced head on. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how this one moves forward. And then I have Lovesick Ellie Volume 2. I really loved Volume 1. Really looking forward to reading Volume 2. And then I also picked up Skip and Loafer Volume 3. I do have Volume 2 to read as well. And this one's sealed for some reason, so I'm morbidly curious now. And then I've got Seaside Stranger Volume 2. And I'm very excited to see where this one goes because I really loved the first volume, which I read in a vlog recently. I'll leave it linked in the corner. And then I have Birds of Shangri-La Volume 2. I have Volume 1 around here somewhere. There's got to be a bag missing. I'll see if I can find it. I found it! Cheeky Brat Volume 2. Yes, very excited. Wondercat Q-chan Volume 4. Again, another one I'm very, very excited about. And then I did pick up 5 Seconds Before a Witch Falls in Love. But I've heard kind of mixed things about this one, so I'll be interested to see how I feel about it. And then it's Olympic season, so of course I had to get Volume 8 and Volume 9 of Night of the Ice. I still need to read Volume 7, so I've got 3 volumes of this one to read as well. I also have Vampire Dormitory Volume 3, which is one that I have not read yet, but I'm very much looking forward to. I've loved the first 2 volumes. I don't think I read this one digitally yet. I know I read the first 2 for sure, but I don't think I got around to reading this one digitally. I can't remember. I've slept since then. I don't remember. So yes, Birds of Shangri-La Volume 1 I did get, yes. And then I've also got Volume 5 of The King's Beast. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how this volume turns out. I mean, the image on the back is stunning. And then I did pick up Theory of Happiness from I Hear the Sunspot because I do want to continue. This one's a beefy boy, so I'm very excited because I love the first volume. And then last but not least for the manga portion is I do have Yona of the Dawn Volume 34, which I still need to read. It's a crime that I haven't yet, but yes, this should be happening soon. Okay, so that is it for the manga. I do have one comic that I've picked up, and that's Volume 2 of Inkblot because my store had it in, and this is a series they don't get in very often, so I went ahead and picked up Volume 2, even though I still need to read Volume 1, but I've read the first chapter of Volume 1, and I know that I like it, and I know I like the art style, so I'm very intrigued to see how Volume 2 and Volume 1 are going to go. You'll probably see that in a vlog coming soon, by the way. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the few light novels that I've picked up. So the first one is the new Full Metal Alchemist light novel, which is The Abducted Alchemist. I've really been enjoying these side stories in light novel form that I've gotten so far, and I very much am excited to read it soon. Because you know I'm collecting light novels now. It's a new thing. And then I have another one that I wanted to try, and that is A Lily Blooms in Another World. I believe this one's Yuri style. That, or it just focuses on female friendship. I can't remember. But very excited either way. And then another one that I picked up because it was too pretty of a cover and the story is super intriguing is My Happy Marriage. And I believe this one is a arranged marriage. Is this marriage a blessing or a curse is kind of the tagline on the back. And I've heard nothing but amazing things so far. So I am very, very excited for this one. And then the last light novel in the bunch is The Haunted Bookstore Gateway to a Parallel Universe Volume 1. And yes, this sounds like everything I could want, and I hope it doesn't get too spooky for me. Usually in book form, it's okay. I can handle a little bit more than I can in like a visual format, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. All right, on to the novels. Now, when it comes to novels, a lot of the ones that I've picked up, I actually have already read, so I'm not adding a ton to my TBR, so I feel really good about that. This first one is an add to my TBR, but I could not pass up the physical copy, and that is American Queen by Sierra Simone. Everything I've read by Sierra Simone I've really enjoyed so far. A lot of people have kind of mixed feelings on this series, so I wanted to try this first one because I was able to get it through my work, so I wasn't spending a ton of money. And yes, very, very excited for this one. My store had a couple other Sierra Simones that I have read, and that is Priest and Sinner by Sierra Simone. I love these covers so much that I had to own them. Yes, I primarily listen to them via audio because I love the audio narrations for these. But yes, So, so good. Love that I have them. Love that I have them on my shelf so that when I talk about them, I can hold them. And it's great. Another one that I've already read is Culty by Mariana Zapata, because my store is starting to get in some Mariana Zapata titles, and I'm super excited about it because, man, I could talk about them forever. Culty was really fun. I do have a physical copy of From the Glove with Love, which is my current favorite Zapata, but I did enjoy Culty enough that I wanted to own a physical copy. Keeping with the trend of things I've already read, I did pick up a physical copy of Annihilation Road by Christine Feehan. I will not be picking up a physical copy of Savage Road. I did not enjoy that one quite as much. It is written for a specific audience, which doesn't happen to be me. So I decided to only buy the physical copy of Annihilation Road. I still have my digital copy of Savage Road. So if I feel like I want to revisit it, I can. But Savage is a sadist, and so the second book goes to very dark places. This one's just kind of like their meeting, so it doesn't go as dark as the second book does. So if you want darker than this gave you, go with book 2. 2 more that I've already read. So I finally picked up my physical copy of Electric Idol by Katie Robert. I love this book so much, even more than I loved Neon Gods. Psyche is my queen. I love her so much. Eros, truly, it's morality train. He would burn the world for her, and I love it. I love it so much. And then I did pick up a physical copy of Daughter of the Moon Goddess because I really loved reading this. My early copy was fantastic. So I am very, very excited to own a physical copy. I'll probably reread it and annotate it at some point, but for now, I'm just happy to own it physically because it is absolutely stunning. And I did really good book-wise. I only picked up 4 that I haven't read, so that's a win. The first one is Violetta by Isabel Allende. This is a translated work. I believe it's translated from Spanish. There's a couple of people that have recommended this one to me, so I'm very excited to give this one a try. Next, I have Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. This was a monthly pick at Barnes & Noble, and so I decided to pick up a physical copy. Though I haven't had an opportunity to read it yet, I'm still very, very excited to read this one. This is a, I believe, male-male space romance, so why not, right? And then I've got Flame by Helen Hart. This is a series. It's part of the Steel Brothers saga. This is book like 20 or 21. Like, this is way up in the series. I do have book 1 that I haven't read yet. I usually like to read the trilogy as a whole, so I just collect them as they come out. So there's one more book for me to get before I read these. And then the last thing I'm hauling today is Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Again, another one that was a monthly pick at Barnes & Noble that I just didn't get around to reading, but it still sounded super interesting, so I wanted to read it. So now it's on my physical TBR, so I will feel pressure to read it. Okay, so there is one more thing that I got, and it is my box sets of Magic Knight Rayearth. If you are a member on this channel, you will see a separate unboxing for all of that, but I'm going to include just a brief little glance at the boxes here at the end. All right, so here's box set 1. There they are. That's the back of the box. And then I've got box set 2, the spine, the back of the box. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I would love it if you would subscribe, click the bell, do all the YouTube things, and I hope you're having a lovely day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Was it all just a dream, just all in my head?